Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. Today in MMA and UFC news, recent footage has surfaced with an emotional interaction between Dana White and Nate Diaz after UFC 279. Here's the footage.
Yeah, I'm alright. I just ball on my chin. Oh, you like that?
No, I love it. My favorite part too. Congrats. Good luck with everything, Jon. And this is always your house if you need anything.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Whatever you need, it's your house, kid.
Love. Let's hang out.
Likewise. And have fun at your party tonight.
Yeah.
You going to win?
Yeah, we're gonna access.
Perfect.
9 guys here.
Good to see you too. Congrats.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. It's always your house.
Thank you very much.
Good luck with everything. Later, boys.
In a recent interview, Michael Chandler said that Islam Makhachev hasn't fought anybody good yet, and he still has to prove himself. Islam replied to Chandler via Twitter saying, "Haha, your only 2 wins in UFC is Hooker, who came out of a loss, and Tony, who has 5 losses in a row now. Please shut up and stay in line." Henry Cejudo had this to say about Conor McGregor not being tested by USADA since his injury. Here's the clip.
USADA has not tested Conor since he broke his leg. He's on that privilege list. That's crazy. That's thing. Those are things to bring up. But that's crazy. Yeah, but that roids are not gonna help Conor. Of course he's on that. Not knowing that, but it ain't gonna help him. The dude needs to stay away from coke, dude. That's what he needs to do.
George St Pierre recently gave his opinion on how Jon Jones will do at heavyweight. Jon Jones is known to be the best in the sport, but he never fought at heavyweight. It will be interesting how he will adapt to the heavyweights. I'm confident that, after a long layoff, Jon Jones has all the skills to come back like he was when he had his reign at light heavyweight. I just don't know how it's going to play out. It's one of these things that sometimes can change the data, but there's so many X factors that we don't know. I'm very excited. It's a great time to be a UFC fan, especially when I look at what is going on in the heavyweight division. When I met Jon Jones the last time, it was a year ago, and he put on a lot of weight. He seemed very comfortable at that weight, so it led me to believe that he's going to come back as good as he was in the light heavyweight division, except with more mass, more muscle mass. So I don't know. As a fan, I want to see him like he was at light heavyweight, and perhaps even better than that, but he has great challenges ahead. He's going to take on Stipe Miocic, and then he's got Francis next if everything goes according to plan for him. I don't know how it's going to play out, but I think as a UFC fan, it's going to be a very entertaining fight. In a recent episode of their podcast, Sean O'Malley and Tim Welch discuss a potential fight between Paulo Costa and Khamzat Chimaev. Here's the clip.
Paulo Costa, because you guys had him on your pod pretty recent, right?
Yeah.
And now it's coming about that he's making it seem like he wants the Chimaev fight. And has Chimaev said anything back to where he's like, yeah, let's do it?
No, I mean, nothing really too obvious
Not
out
directly.
there, like not directly too. The one thing that was interesting with Chimaev too is he mentioned how much respect he has for Robert Whittaker at 185, and you would think that's the guy he has to get through to get a title shot with Izzy.
I
too.
said that's a nice way of saying, or a good way of saying I don't want to fight that guy. Well, he did say, he's like, I don't want to fight him. He's too nice. It's a good way of saying that's a tough fight that I don't really want. Yeah. Maybe not.
He's invited him to train with him too.
Yeah.
I'm so curious in that fight. I just feel like in a 5-round fight, I would take Costa to win.
Costa has very underrated jiu-jitsu. He's very good on the ground.
Think about the people he's been in there with in the wars, like Yoel Romero. That comes to mind, and what he just did. I mean, Luke Rockhold, former champ. He's going to be tough for anyone. Both those guys had a lot of time outside the octagon. But Paulo has had to fight so many tough people to get to where he's at, and he's at the top of the food chain. And he is, like you said, like I think his jiu-jitsu game, his wrestling, his grappling, you don't see it as much, but it's pretty underrated.
They're probably similar size too. In the fight, come fight night, Paulo and Khamzat are probably pretty similar size.
Yeah.
Charles Oliveira's coach had this to say about Islam Makhachev's wrestling. Charles' adversary, Islam Makhachev, is very good at wrestling. I think even better than Khabib, who is another athlete from Dagestan. He is better, certainly of course, because he is a wrestler. Khabib isn't. Khabib is a Sambo fighter. Islam has also done Sambo, but he is a wrestler first, and then a Sambo fighter, and then an MMA fighter. We are working on all techniques, but I really don't think Islam will take him down. In case he takes Charles down, it will not be so easy to stabilize him like other opponents he's faced. Charles will submit Makhachev in the second round or win via decision. Luke Rockhold had this to say about what could possibly tempt him back to the octagon.
Do I need to do more? I don't know yet. Let me get in the gym and keep moving, keep thinking. But if I get inspired, if someone inspires me to get back, and you never know.
Oh, little bit of a tease. What would that scenario even look like? Like, what would have to happen, or what would have to, what would inspire you to potentially come back?
That Brazilian dude winning the title.
Oh yeah, Paulo Costa. Wait, Alex Pereira or Paulo Costa?
Alex Pereira.
Right.
Gonna have every wrestler in the game just chomping at the bit to get that guy.
Randy Couture comes out every time.
Everyone, let's go. Let's get the free belt.
If he beat Israel, do you think it'd be almost like a done thing for you? You'd be like, oh, maybe I'll hurt the legs just a little bit more.
Yeah. The only thing is you got to fight Robert Whittaker in between. It's like gonna hurt. Because winner loses to Robert Whittaker, it hurts. It's gonna hurt. We're gonna fight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%.
Tyron Woodley spoke about the upcoming fight between Jake Paul and Anderson Silva and lists some of the best boxers to grace the MMA world. Here's a clip.
Did you see the news, Jake Paul and Anderson Silva?
I did see that, man. I don't stay up with the internet a lot. I just do it to tap in with my fans here and there, and pay a couple lights here and there. You know what I mean? But I just try. I'm in the process of living life. We sit there and we scroll so much, we watching it on the phone, but I'm trying to get out there and live it. So, but I did see that. I think it's a good fight. When I hear people say, "Oh, now he's finally fighting the real fighter," that right here is funny. But Anderson Silva's a good boxer. I would say he was one of the best boxers in MMA. I feel like I gotta biasly say Jorge Masvidal, in my opinion, is the best boxer we've ever seen in MMA, based upon the fact that he pieced up KJ Noons in the worst way, and that was supposed to be the best boxer in Strikeforce at the time. And every time he had a chance against the Nate Diaz or anybody would just strike Eve Edwards, I was in the corner for that. Outside of that, Anderson Silva's right up there, and a few other guys, just pure boxing. So,
guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. If you like the content we do here on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to MMA Library for all the latest MMA and UFC news. We'll see you in the next video.